Squid Game, guys, go out and watch it. I love Squid Game. When you hear about something that everybody is watching and you just don't want to watch it because you're like, yeah, it can't be that good. I don't give a shit. Shut up about Squid Game. And you just avoid it. Well, don't do that. This one is really cool. I think you should watch it. There are many shows that do the battle royale concept, but this show adds just likable really interesting characters that you care about. And as that body count rises, so does the tension in Squid Game. If you don't know the concept, it's basically they get a group of down on their luck people who are in massive debt or homeless and various precarious positions and offer them a proposition that they're going to give them millions and millions of yen or won rather in order to get them out of debt. And what do? Well, all they have to do is play children's games, right? So everybody signs up. Unfortunately, it's got a deadly twist to it. So if you lose the game, you die. And so obviously this is really, really fun. And it's kind of like a video game like concept, right? And we've seen, like I said, we've seen a battle royale film before from a Japanese filmmaker, but this one's Korean and it's got a lot of the culture in there. It's got a lot of really cool concepts. The characters are all complex and multifaceted. I'd say it kind of centers around maybe four main ones. You've got our plucky sort of hero who's got a really good heart, a daughter that he's just trying to be a better dad, but he's got a lot of debt and he's trying to be a better person. Then you've got this his childhood friend who's very smart, went to the university, and everybody kind of looks up at him, looks up to him. And then there's, I would say, this crazy ass lady. I don't know anybody's name. I'm gonna pronounce them and brutalize their name. So I'm just gonna say what their characters are. So the crazy lady, she's just so fascinating. She steals every scene that she's in, and she kind of flirts with the strongest guy. And there's one of your other characters who is the asshole of the series, big buff guy who's a prison, tattoos, scary, and pushes people around. So, you got characters like that. And then, of course, you've got the actual Squid Game lore. It's mysterious. It's fascinating. It's on its own island. You've got these guys dressed in, what is it, pink, and they have the masks that have different symbols on their face. And you want to know more, especially with this front man who is leading it all. It's like, who is he? And the dialogue is really, really good. I recommend that you watch it in the original Korean with subtitles. I think they were saying that the English dub kind of changes some things around. You want to stay true to the Korean version of it. So just fascinating. I think there's like 7 or 9 episodes, and they're all great. It had me riveted. I maybe only skipped one or two little bits of a few episodes, but I'd have to say the biggest emotional impact episodes are when they play marbles, whatever episode that is, and the final episode. Those you will feel an emotional impact, and that's good television, good a good series for Netflix. And tons and tons of subplots. In fact, there's one subplot that I thought was more interesting in the actual kind of reveal towards the end, or I liked that it was peppered in there because it kind of gave people a red herring on what the games were all about. And But it was fascinating in and of itself. So, great cinematography, great visuals, great acting, interesting story. And as a matter of fact, this story, Squid Game, that script was rejected for over 10 years by studios for being too grotesque, unrealistic. Nobody wanted it, and now it's the most popular Netflix series of all time. So much so that some internet service providers in Korea are actually suing, Netflix for overloading. I hope they lose that. It's stupid. But yeah, so anyways, the creator Hwang Dong-hyuk first thought up the idea for Squid Game over 10 years ago. At the time, was living with his mother and grandmother and had to halt on script writing at one point because he had to sell his laptop for money. It's $675. Local film studios rejected the pitches for Squid Game, believing it to be implausible, grotesque. However, the show picked up with Netflix, and who thought that the class struggles depicted in the show really spoke to reality, and it does. It works in social commentary. It works as just a battle royale type film. It works as a thriller and a mystery. So I highly recommend you go out and watch Squid Game. I don't want to do any spoilers here, so I'm going to give a final verdict to Squid Game. It's tough. It could go all the way up to 10. I think maybe it's a 9 out of 10. The ending may be satisfying for some, maybe not for others. It was satisfying for me. I enjoyed it. And it does kind of set up a season 2, but I actually think it's a complete ass story. That's why I would give it a 9 and not an 8. It could end right here. And in fact, the creator is busy doing other feature films right now, and he says that he would have to. He's kind of daunted at going back to it and then having to dive in and do a sequel. So maybe it doesn't necessarily need a sequel. But at how big this thing has exploded, there's going to be a sequel. He said he can explore the universe, the lore, the police, all these other things he's got ideas for. So, but that won't be for a while. But this is why I think you should watch it, because even if there's not a sequel, it's a complete story in and of itself, and it's really good with a good conclusion. These 6 games that they play, children's games with deadly consequences, are awesome, and a lot of subplots really do work. So that's Squid Game. I'll do a quick spoilers here section real quick for those of you who stick around. For the rest of you, I'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Okay, welcome to the spoiler section. Quick, I liked the fact that there was the organ, because I was like, oh, this is all for organ donations, right? That's what I thought it was, or to give organs to the rich. No, it's for their fucking entertainment, Trading Places style with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, where they bet $1 just for rich people that have way too much money. They have no idea what to do with. They did this and got together and just had some fun. So I don't really think it needs to be explained any more than that. So that rich dude sort of gets all the people together. I don't even in spoilers, I don't want to spoil it. But there's a rich dude that, got together with his friends and talked about it and stuff. But it does seem like he's just a participant and maybe didn't actually set up the games. He just wanted to sort of be in the games and participate it up close and experience it for himself. Fuck it, I'm talking about the old dude. I'm in the spoilers. So this old guy, and it totally explains why he's so excited in the red light, green light, game. Even though you would think this old guy would be horrified, he's got a brain tumor, and he just wanted to be in the games and a part of it. So I wonder if the rules were the same for him, the whole time, or if they let him get away with stuff. Well, quite clearly no, because he did lose a game, so he should have died, and they should have shot him. But the camera pans, and you never actually see them shoot him. So it turns out the old guy's still alive, and he was one of the golden mask rich person participants. Now, I'd say the only weakness of the series, kind of what I gave it a 9 instead of a 10 for, was the rich people. So when they come, their dialogue is really awkward, really bad. That might have to do with the language translation from Korean to English. When you have English speakers speaking English in a Korean film overseen by Koreans, maybe there was a loss. They just felt off. Their dialogue felt awkward and didn't seem natural to me. But it still worked. Still have the pageantry and the mystery surrounding, all this stuff and the workers and their rank and stuff. So, and then, they do a lot of stuff with it. So class, sexual, harassment and that kind of stuff. They include a lot. Another thing that was a little disappointing to me was the reveal of Frontman. It turns out Frontman, the cop who investigated the island, sneaks onto the island. This subplot was great, by the way, and it ended unsatisfactory. Now, could maybe that cop still be alive? No, because he fell off a cliff and got shot. I mean, he can't get medical attention. It's not like he could swim all the way to the eye. So he's dead. So basically, he figures out his brother had participated in the games before and actually won, and he doesn't know where his brother's at. Turns out the brother is the front man. The front man reveals himself. He's shocked, and he shoots his brother, and the little brother who's the cop, and he falls off the cliff and assumedly dies. But it's like, damn, man, that sucks. I wanted to know, what's going on, what goes there. So I guess that's something they can explore in season 2. But that subplot ended, disappointed. Are the police in on it? He sent all the text messages to the police and stuff, and it doesn't seem like anything was done because the games are still around. I loved the conclusion of the crazy lady and the asshole guy. It was just great. The fact that he's fucking over everybody. Turns out he's a coward himself, and she takes him out with him and says, "Don't fuck with me, I'm gonna kill you." She fucks with her, and she says, "I told you I'm gonna fucking kill you." And they have the glass, and then she holds him, and they fall. That was so awesome. But I did notice one thing. The whole show was like they got to keep it fair. In fact, the subplot with the organs, all those workers and stuff that were doing that stuff behind the game's back were all killed and strung up, and the people apologized. We want to make these games fair. But, well, no, because you're supposed to, in that glass game, they turn off the lights so that the one guy who's using his experience, because he had worked at a glass factory and he was looking at reflections in the glass, was, they were like, they turn off the lights, fuck him. It's like, but no, you're supposed to use your wits, your muscles, your rank, your experience. That's his experience. He had worked in a glass factory, but, so I guess when the rich people showed up, they just wanted to show, and it was no longer about being fair, I guess, when the rich people showed up, because they were there at that time. And I did want to let everybody know I actually have those knives. In fact, I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. So here it is. This is the knife that they used in the show, but I have the black tip, they have the white tip. And I just was like, what? I did the final battle, right? The red light, or the Squid Game, the actual Squid Game that they play in Korea. The guys had a knife because they give them a nice dinner. It's down to the last 4. The girl who, I forgot, she was another main character. Forgot to mention her. And she had this great subplot with this, because she's like an escapee from North Korea. And the South Korean girl realizes she has no family and stuff, and the North Korean girl probably has a little bit more to live for. So even though they form this kind of odd friendship, she gives up her life in order to save her. But, and then in that fucking last game with the glass, not the last game, second to last game, not only were they not fair, but then they blow up the glass for no real fucking reason, which actually hurts one of the 4 contestants. Again, not being fair. She gets glass stuck in her stomach, but whatever. They're throwing it caution to win at that point. They had tons of different subplots. Yeah, religion, I think there was something in there about, the Koreans and believing in Jesus Christ and some religious undertones there. It's like, I'm not really sure what they were trying to say about that, but they were trying to make a class commentary about, just human trash and homeless people and people who kind of just don't treat them as human beings versus people that are kind-hearted and always want to help their fellow man, and then how money can change people. And you can have too much money, and a man can have just the opposite of that, just no money. So anyways, a series that's fucking great. I probably forgot a bunch, but I don't want the video to be too long. So I just wanted to make a quick video for Squid Game so I can officially review it. And I know Alex is watching it at home, and he's almost through. And Joe hasn't watched it yet, so I'm getting Joe to watch it. So just wanted to say I love Squid Game. I think it's a great watch, and you should go check it out. All right, guys, leave your comments below. Let's discuss what do you think Squid Game is all about. What do you think they could do with season 2? Do you even want a season 2? And yeah, I'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.